I scuffed that a lot because I was trying to talk, and yep, that was just a skill issue, not a not critting issue. These are some pretty good artifacts, right? Like, this is a pretty good Arlecchino build, to say the least. So I had the idea of, what if you just, don't build any crit at all? You shouldn't do this, obviously, but the general idea is, okay, how bad is it, right? If you don't build any crit at all, and we're not even using a crit circlet, right? So no crit subsets. It actually took somehow this took me weeks of farming, by the way. I actually did this on 2 different accounts. I'll be going to my Polearm's only account later in this video and doing the same thing. This Arlecchino team, right? Arlecchino is vaping. And that means if I'm ignoring all crit, the priority stats would be, attack percent main stat circlet, attack percent main stack timepiece, a pyro goblet, and then EM attack percent, flat attack, and substats. And I just happened to get a goblet that had, this is the equivalent of a 40 crit value goblet if crit didn't exist. Anywho's, and I'm going to keep this goblet for the future because it might be useful. Yeah, it's an Arlecchino no crit build, but we're not going to use a crit weapon. Well, okay, we might switch to a crit weapon, like doing like Jade Spear versus a non-Jade Spear. So I'm going to be using this weapon because it's generic, gives a bunch of attack, gives some EM, like no crit, right? So the build, she's got 2,983 attack without any buffs. And of course, characters have a baseline 5% crit rate, and then Arlecchino ascends with crit damage, so we'll see occasional crits, but they're going to be pretty rare, to say the least. And yeah, Bennett is still buffing attack a lot. You're still giving damage bonus, and you're still making vaporizers happen. This is a team wherein, obviously, the team's damage, this team's entire damage is basically Arlecchino and buffing Arlecchino to the moon, right? It's removing crit from this means, this team should be a lot worse. But my goal is to clear the abyss, clear the abyss regardless of that. I think we can do it. I don't know. I'm slightly skeptical I'll be able to do it with this, but I think as soon as I switch to a crit weapon, like Jade Spear or Deathmatch even, characters can still deal damage, right? The whole point of this video is, like, characters can still deal damage. Hey, we crit there, wow. Characters can still deal damage without critting. And, like, we won't see the big, 200Ks popping up on screen, but we will still see some damage, right? This not clearing that in a rotation without having to think about it is a little concerning, to be honest. But we'll see how it goes. I'm really not sure. I think what the end result of this video is going to be is that it will show that obviously it's not ideal to not have crit on a character that really wants to crit, but that you can still succeed regardless with, like, kind of the worst artifacts possible. It's like that's kind of the idea, right? It's like we're still doing 56k. We did 100k non-crit there. It's just how oops. It's just how this team rolls. You do need to still survive against damage, which is, mostly a me problem. Technically, when you're not building crit, you can build more defensive stats, which I have a good, honestly not that insane of amount of defensive stats, but more than, a highly invested build will, so theoretically this build should be more survivable. For the sake of comparison, I'm going to switch back to my normal Gladiator build in Arlecchino here quick. Hopefully I'll get Bennett burst back. Oh, there we go, we're good. Okay, blam. Candace needs energy too. There we go. Okay, and blam. And you can see that's obviously a bit more damage. I suspect we're in the neighborhood of doing, probably 3 to 4 times the damage. But we're talking 3 to 4 times the damage with a 5-star weapon, a really good 5-star weapon versus this weapon, and very, very, very good artifacts compared to very, very bad artifacts. So the question is is this necessary to be able to actually clear the hardest content in the game, right? Spiral Abyss, and the current Abyss cycle is even one of the hardest abysses that there is. That is what we're gonna find out with this goofy Arlecchino build. Oops, wrong weapon. We're gonna try with Missive Wind Spear first, and if we really struggle with Missive Wind Spear, then I will switch to Jade Spear. I can probably make stronger teams than this for the second half, but, this is a team I enjoy playing and is good enough to clear normally, and I want to see if, you know, I'm using a much worse version of my Arlecchino team without crit, how well can I still use the team I want to use in second half, basically. Okay, well, the first Abyss Blessing is not going to help me out at all. Well. Oh boy, let's see. Can we even... I sure hope we can run rotate these things. Okay, they're actually... Okay. Oh, that was so much better than I thought it was going to be, honestly. This is going to be... Yeah, this dude's a little bit slower, to say the least. Oh, I do have a C1 Arlecchino, which does make a difference, obviously. Ow. It prevents you from getting interrupted when you're doing your normal attacks, not before you're doing the normal attacks, as you saw there. I need to do this, and then... Yeah, so normally I can... Oh god, I need to definitely... Boy. Oh boy. We need to... No, we need to do this. Okay. My brain. Okay, I scuffed that a lot because I was trying to talk, and, Yep. That was just a skill issue, not a not critting issue. Alright. But yeah, normally, of course, with crit, I can clear this dude in the same rotation. So that extends the time it takes to clear this chamber quite a lot, I would say. Let's see if we can do this and transition to the next. Alright, good, you're dead. Then we do this. One dude's gonna be a buckle and stay away, because of course he is. Thank you for grouping them together. Oh, and then I walk to the side by accident. Not bad, not bad. Like, I want to emphasize that the vast majority of this team's damage is just Arlecchino, right? And she has no crit. I would like to... Yep, okay. Oops. So yeah, honestly, the damage is more than fine here. I might struggle in the second half a little... Well, I might struggle in the second half a little bit in the later chambers, actually, because the team I have for the second half is good at clearing the first chamber, but not necessarily amazing for after, like chambers 2 and 3. But I don't know, we'll see. Alright, I crit there, wing. I'm so not used to this team feeling this weak. Okay, you are outside of the circle. Wait, can we not? Okay, there we go. Hopefully this is better though. It's so hard to tell the damage I'm doing, because like you don't see the big crits appear on screen, and it just feels like you're not doing as well. Also, I think this is not a very good clear. I was onto this wave like 10 seconds faster before. All right, what we're gonna do this. Oh wait, I didn't need the heal. Frick, I should not have done that. That was really dumb. Well, frick. Okay. This stupid bird. I hate the bird. Well, they at least group together here. Okay, that was not a very good clear. No. Be in line. Oh man, it was so close, so close. I can do this. I can absolutely do this. I'm gonna shut my yapper now because I'm in focus mode. I'm gonna optimize this down and absolutely do this. I'm so confident now. Well, okay, less confident for the following chambers, but at least this chamber. Crit, wow. Really would like to kill this before. Yeah, okay. This heal up. Alright, get that. Holy, group them a little bit. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. You will not kill me. You will not kill me. No. Oh, that was so good. With my Arlecchino on her normal build, my fastest clear in that chamber is 45 seconds. Which is to say, I don't even think it's actually as bad as I thought it was originally. Like, the team is worse, but it's not that much worse. I don't know, that's really interesting. Yeah. Oh, crikey. Didn't want this over here. I suppose that. No. No. Alright, that works. Alright, wreck those guys. This team is really good at this chamber. Alright, do you. I need some energy, please. There we go. Okay, that was not quite ideal, to say the least, but you know what? Okay, well, this was scuffed in all kinds of ways, but we should clear. There we go. With time to spare. Hey, that benefits Arlecchino. What's my energy situation like? Oh boy. Not great. No, not great. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. You down your phase. There we go. Okay. And... oh, okay. Good job dodging that, me. Ow. Okay, I'm just gonna do that. Can you teleport? I know you're gonna teleport. Do it. Okay, there we go. This. You better not move. Okay, let's get some damage. You. Oh, okay, that works, I guess. He would be very dead by now. Okay. Alright, do this. Could have potentially absorbed. You know what? No, I'm not gonna use Candace there. Plan. Say the Candace burst. Alright, this might actually be a bit of a struggle with this team, but I don't know. Because this team is definitely a bit more tuned towards murdering the first side. I just let him. Okay, well, that's good. These dudes, okay. And let's burst and kill them, hopefully. Almost. There we go. Okay, this actually might not be as hard as I thought it was going to be. I have a very good Fischl build, to be clear. Oh my god, can you stop? No, I didn't. Well, you're just going to squat over there, aren't you? Okay, fine. Okay, this is all kinds of scuff, honestly, gameplay-wise. But, like, it's still working here. It's still working here. Right, like that team is not a team most people would consider the strongest of DPS, at least as far as team DPS goes. But anyway, the Chamber 3 might actually be the hardest. Wow, okay. The buffs this time are really not helping me that much. The reason Chamber 3 is going to be the hardest is normally, normally the solution to this thing with this team, I can kill this thing normally with a crit build in Arlecchino in like 25 seconds, but it's usually because I can kill those turrets before he even goes invisible. Without Electro on the team, you just have to wait it out, right? And that's bad. That's really bad for trying to clear a time challenge, right? So I'm not actually sure how doable this one's going to be. I'll use my alt after he goes invisible again, I think. Or if I feel like I'm gonna die. Yeah, like right there. So anyways, break these. Okay, yeah, I really would have preferred breaking those faster, but oh well. Yeah, there's like nothing I can do. I can like gather particles and whatever, but well, let's do this. Yeah, so this is okay. This chamber might actually not be doable with this, but that's just because of this boss's mechanics, not really because of DPS loss. See, if those things break before it goes invisible, you don't need Electro for this thing. Okay. 1 minute, 10 seconds? I don't know. Is that good enough? Is that good enough? Oh god, oh god. Hi, please. Okay, okay, okay. Can I do it? I have no idea. Oh boy, I have no idea. Oh my god, stop. Just the thing's alive, just this thing. Oh god. Oh, can you be less of a butthole? Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so close. It's so close. Oh, I did it! I can't believe it. Alright, well, I guess I don't even have to test Jade Spear. Oh, I can't. I actually am surprised. Like, if I didn't have C1, right, this increases her attack scaling, and like that means, you know, her total attack stat, which, you know, hey, we have a whole bunch of attack. Like, obviously it would have been a bit harder, but again, I wasn't using the strongest possible team I think I could have used, especially for Chambers 2 and 3. This team was really not ideal for the first half of Chamber 3 either, with the Electro incentivization. Like, this entire team's damage is basically Arlecchino, right? And I have this weapon and these artifacts on her. Like damage still happens when you don't crit. But I'm gonna go on my Polearm only account now and show this with a higher constellation Arlecchino. Alrighty, here we are on my Polearm only account, and let's, I do have whimsy artifacts on this account, so these beautiful artifacts right here, ooh, with 32% defense. This piece is actually kind of really good, 18% attack, for what we're doing, not, like, actually good. And then we're going to use an off-piece timepiece, yeah, this one, beautiful defense. This wonderful Pyro Goblet, and this beautiful attack percent circlet, which gives me an Arlecchino with 1500 defense, 2900 attack, 5% crit rate, wow. And, yep. Now, Arlecchino constellations, obviously make a difference, but this is a Polearm only account, so notably I have much worse options for clearing the second side of Abyss this time around. So, I don't know. For the second half, I'm using a weird Sino team that's mostly configured to hopefully be able to deal with the Lectors. Honestly, because this is a Polearm only account, I'm not too concerned if I fail to 36 star. I'm not going to stress out about it. It's hard to 36 star in general, but notably, by the way, C6 Arlecchino does give her some crit rate, so, you know, we will see more crits than we saw on my other account, and also if I use her burst, I will deal meaningfully more damage, but mostly it's just like the base scaling increase that we'll be seeing from like her early constellations, and that's good. That was kind of pointless, but you know, well. C2 Arlecchino was nice for you know, comfort in being able to not have to worry about letting her skill cook. Makes her a bit more simple to play, especially if something stupid like not building crit on her. Alright, not bad. Can I kill that? Yeah, good, I killed it. Not bad. Wow, Sino's on top of the thing. What? Yeah, I can't wait till I get Emily for Sino. I think I would actually have cleared this without a problem. Without. Okay, there we go. Like that was my first attempt here. I'm not gonna optimize this down because it's a Polearm only account. This is not exactly an ideal team. This is a very challenging Abyss as far as like element coverage for Polearms, only to be able to deal with the Lector shields, but like this is the team that I would use with Arlecchino normally on a not ridiculously powered down build, right? Like I want to emphasize that C6 Arlecchino was doing meaningfully worse than I've seen her do at C0 when I tested her C0 on this account. Okay, do this. You know, almost die on riding, Jesus. No problem. So we're not clearing Chamber 2 either, and I'm not gonna say it's impossible to clear on Polearms only with Arlecchino on a no crit build, right? But like I even have a Sino C2 here, and I think it's interesting to show, right, how I have a much higher constellation Arlecchino on this account, but the things that are preventing me from clearing isn't necessarily the builds on the characters, but more just my like general character selection for being able to have good team options. Whoop, that's going to be not done. Okay, whatever, I guess I'm behind him. Like, I don't want the takeaway from this video to be like, oh, don't build crit, right? Like, obviously you should build crit on your Arlecchino. There we go. And we have Electro in this team, so that makes this much better, right? We can just use that and start going to town. But yeah, like, oh, okay, we're getting some lucky crits there. Obviously the point is not to not build crit on your Arlecchino. This is just meant to be like an extreme of the idea of, okay, how valuable is just attack, right, on your characters? Can you still clear the content in the hardest content in the game oh, god dang it. Can you still clear the hardest content in the game in a meaningful time frame? I don't know. This is interesting, is it not, right? Using almost the most cope build you can, like, imagine. Obviously, the set bonus is doing something, but, like, I don't know. This is not something you actually do. But I think it's interesting, particularly how, like, you know, this didn't help me so much that it let me just clear easily in the same way I could on my main account, because my main account just has way more options to deal with the specific challenges of this abyss. What this should tell you is like, you don't need, you know, artifacts like where's a good artifact? You don't need artifacts like these ones, right? And you know, one interesting thing to end off the video, I'm gonna go back to my main account and we're gonna do something slightly different. I'm going to keep these 4 artifacts with no crit stats on, but then I'm going to do a crit circlet. Crit circlets, right, the majority of the crit value you get from your crit circlet is in the main stat. So, yes, I have 1 crit rate substat here, right? But just changing to the main stat crit damage, and then we're going to put a crit rate weapon in the form of Deathmatch, R2. So now the build has much less attack, but, you know, will actually crit fairly often. The goal of this will be to simulate closer to the idea of, you know, building Arlecchino correctly, but just building her with the right main stats and not caring about, you know, substats at all. That's basically what this was, where I didn't purposely farm for any substats in this build. I just made sure I had the right everything else. Interestingly, right now, this doesn't seem that much better. No, it's okay. It's definitely better. These two buttholes grouping in particular, I forgot to... Those 2 dudes waddle around a whole bunch, and depending on how they waddle exactly, it can actually significantly change your clear times, which is kind of annoying, to be completely honest. Alright. If we could clear this guy in 1 rotation, it would be a very big difference maker to clear times, but I think we cannot, so the next ideal is basically just having mostly dead here, right? And then the new dudes spawn, we put Hydra on them, and we get a big bit of damage out. The dude's gonna waddle his way over here. Alright, we're gonna do this, heal up a little bit. Alright, 1 dude should just die from whatever going on. Alright. Please die, please die, please die. It's interesting how not much better this is than just the full attack, the 0 crit build. Like, that's actually the interesting thing I'm noticing here. This isn't that much worse than just the no crit build. Sorry, did I say worse? It's not that much better, right? Like, I would have expected this to be meaningfully better. It feels better, but not crazily so. So yeah, I don't know. I find this very interesting as a showing of how, you know, crit is not the be-all, end-all, right? Particularly, I didn't expect the comparison of this with a crit circlet to be so close to the you know, 0 crit build. Factors like having, you know, a lot of level characters that give you different amounts of flexibility to be able to deal with different situations for like shield breaking or whatever enemy setups. You know, having lots of team variety to play can be much more important for clearing the content than just having good builds. But I thought it was going to be harder than it was to clear doing something as silly as completely ignoring crit, but it really wasn't that bad. So take it for what you will. Depending on the state of your account, you might have a much harder time if you were going to try to do a similar thing, but you should try to do a similar thing. You should try to actually build your characters with some amount of crit when crit is good for them. But you also don't have to lose your mind farming for, you know, the best artifacts possible. That's all I think this really shows. Have a wonderful day.
Staring into my eyes is ill-advised.
Oh.